Happy Monday, folks. It's been a couple weeks, but we are back with more Paranormal Albany. Let's see. When we last left, I believe a baby had just rampaged.
Yes.
Knocked over things, smashed electronics, and tore off the head of a troll.
That sounds about right.
That toy didn't last but 30 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
It was made of paper, to be fair.
Yeah.
But Hugo and the newcomers had a talk. Got it. I won't say that Hugo got reassured by what was happening, but he did understand a little bit more about what was happening. Is it safe to say that Hugo's a little frustrated by vague, cryptic?
He was frustrated. He was very frustrated by that stuff before he became the maggots.
Yes. So it hasn't gotten any better then. Okay. But we at that point, party broke up. Everybody went the birthday party broke up. Everyone went their separate ways. Sunday was used for recovery.
Yes.
And then it's Monday morning at Remedies. Now, Andrew, what had you told the bureaucrats something?
Yes.
Were you going to meet him at Remedies
On
Monday morning?
Look back on my note.
Just realized I didn't take notes on that conversation because Omeira does not care.
I got his business card.
I do remember he said he'd pass on the.
I passed on the business card and zoning laws to Hugo.
Okay.
Do remember that. And I believe I told him that we would get back to him. I don't think we set up that we would meet.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I tried to make sure to leave it as open-ended as possible to leave the fact that it might not happen. I don't know.
Okay. All right. So I'm just going to hand wave and say that, at a certain point, Hugo told you to meet him at the shop on Monday.
Okay.
Because the party needed to get cleaned up from, and all sorts of other things needed to happen. So you arrive at the shop with Hugo.
All right.
I'm assuming.
Sleep all right?
Yeah, as much as a sugar high 1-year-old can let one sleep.
I can only imagine. Well.
So, I vaguely remember something happening outside my house yesterday.
Yes, the business card I gave you and the zoning laws.
That's right.
They apparently think your place is a restaurant.
Also, technically, that was Saturday night. This is Monday morning.
He missed today now. Happens when you have kids.
Yeah.
Just out of character.
I have no doubt that my son is quite able to keep a sugar high going for more than a few hours.
Yeah, so I mean, essentially it's just proving to them that this isn't a restaurant and doesn't need to be zoned as such.
I don't even know.
Unless
how-
you want to make it a restaurant, I
I
mean.
do not want to make it a restaurant. That brings inspectors around more.
Hmm.
I want inspectors around less.
That would make sense.
Once a year is fine. But like,
Are you at Remedies right now?
yeah,
Yes.
Would O'Mara have been brought along as well? If they were expressly invited or asked to come, they would. Otherwise, they are familiarizing themselves with Albany.
That's up to you guys. That's up to you folks.
Yeah. I mean, I'm fine saying that me and O'Mara went to the coffee shop across the street from Remedies, and then I just decided to walk over and let her do her thing, and just advised her not to get into too much trouble.
I know how to avoid trouble.
Oh, I know. That's why I know I don't need to tell you to do that. It's just please try not to get into too much trouble.
Rhoda's gonna come up to the store. She parks in the back with her motorcycle. It's very loud. She likes that it's very loud.
Okay.
And she'll come in the back door and grab coffee. And she'll grab one for the boss. And she'll just hand him one. And she'll say, "Hey, boss, how you feeling?"
it's been a busy weekend.
So Jilly says,
Yeah. Joseph was still bouncing off the walls yesterday.
those sneaky uncles giving him all that sugar.
Uh-huh. I'm sure his Aunt Rhoda was nothing but health foods as well.
Right. Celery, straight celery.
Good
What
fiber.
was, what's your name again?
Mine?
Yes,
Ray.
Ray. And that's right, you came to the house and talked to that annoying inspector.
Yes. I mean, I won't lie. I was tempted to give you a different name just now, but I don't want to add confusion. We just met. So,
Why would you give me a different name?
just to be funny.
I don't think that's funny. Why would you do that?
All right. Well, I'm glad I didn't then.
Do you need a cup of coffee?
I'd take a cup of coffee if one was offered.
Do you want anything in your coffee or you just want a black cup of coffee?
Black is fine.
Okay.
Anyways,
And she'll look at Hugo and be like, heck.
listen, you offered.
Yeah. Okay.
you.
So she goes and gets him a cup of coffee and just kind of sits down.
Like, I'm not defending you on this one. You made the mistake. You made the offer.
Yeah. Well, no, she doesn't mind getting him a cup of coffee. She just doesn't know what's wrong with him.
Everything.
So I'm looking around my shop trying to just reassess, reevaluate. In the front of the shop, I just have a couple of chairs with a small table between where people could sit and have like a cup of tea or a cup of coffee.
Hmm.
But I don't have any like stations or anything like that up front. Like I don't have any.
You don't serve food or cook food.
I don't
or
have a
anything.
menu. I don't have coffee maker or anything like that up front. And I'm just like, I'm muttering as I go around the shop, trying to figure it out, and I may call for Rhoda, like, hey, double check this with me. Like, in the back, I've got the stainless steel setup for making potions, because that stuff's cheap and on Amazon, and I can have people order things for me from Amazon.
I think really what we should be thinking about is who sent the inspector. This is clearly not a restaurant. I feel like we need to think about why someone sent an inspector to your son's birthday party.
Yeah, it seems like odd timing.
Right. I mean, call me skeptical,
Yeah.
but I feel like that wasn't like something he needed to come all the way out for. I'm going to go check the security cameras and some of the information. I'm going to reach out to the Paranet and see if I see or have heard of anybody in town that is new other than
Ray and
You know.
O'Mara.
Yeah, we don't know that's his name. Apparently, he thinks it's funny to change it.
It's the name he's given. You and I are both in the clue enough that one does not give the true name out willingly.
I'm just tempted to do a different name every time now.
She's just gonna think, "Oh, we're working with the special needs now." So she's just gonna, but she's not mean spirited. She'll just always look at him like, "Aw, it's okay," and she'll go back and look at the security camera to see if she sees anyone lurking.
Okay.
So I'm gonna take like another hour. I want to say like do standard opening business stuff. Place a call to. I'm trying to think if I would just be dealing with Roger in his capacity as an accountant, or if I would call a lawyer that I don't know I have or not. I assume I have a lawyer of some kind that I can call.
Yes, you do. There is someone attached to Roger's firm that is an actual. Roger can do business law type stuff. Notary public stuff like that, and handle the law part of the business side of things. But actually going into court, he can't do.
Gotcha. Yeah. Then I'd call and speak with the lawyer, just like ask him, like, I just need to double check. My paperwork still has me registered as, as not a restaurant, right?
Hang on, sir. 1 second. Can I put you on? This is his. Can I put you on hold, please?
Yep.
You get put on hold. And about 15 minutes later, you get. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Mr. Mitchell. It's a kind of things are kind of crazy today. What is your inquiry about? I can take a message, and he will get back to you when he has a spare moment.
Well, I got a inspector who visited my house on the weekend saying that my business is a restaurant. It's registered as a restaurant. I don't have a restaurant.
Yes.
And I'd like to make sure that all my permits and stuff that I keep on file, I have them here, but I want to verify with the outside source that it's for my business, not for a restaurant. Yeah. For a holistic.
One moment, I can pull that up and check. Yes, sir. Your paperwork still has you. There hasn't. I can tell you that there hasn't been any change to your paperwork. Recently. So. We didn't file anything differently. But anecdotally, I can tell you that several of the local businesses of the same style, several of our same customers are going through zoning checks over the last couple weeks. So we've been actually quite busy handling that.
All right. Well, I'm gonna.
But for official stuff, I will have your lawyer contact you.
Yes, please. Well, I'll see if I can hold off the inspector until then. Just say I'm trying to gain advice from counsel.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Take it. Hang up, and it's like, all right.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say that didn't sound like it went well.
It went as well as I could hope for. Like, everything they file for me is still correct. It's still showing me as a holistic medicine store, not a restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not sure what's going on there.
Can I roll to see what my search results were?
Yep. Go ahead. Let me set the. Okay. So what? Searching for the cameras, I can hand wave that.
Oh, okay.
You can scanning through it. You don't see anything strange happening around it.
Well, and I'm tapping into Monarch Securities around Albany and just doing a quick check to see if I notice anything.
Okay, give me 1 second. I had way too many windows open.
Okay.
All right. Okay, so go ahead and give me a.
So if that's a resource of mine, what do I roll?
What did you assign it as a resource dice?
I don't know.
Okay. Tell you
Oh,
what.
wait. I magic. I don't know. What should I do?
Give me 1 second.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. You would roll a mental.
Okay.
Mental. Let's see. Operate and a D8 to that for your resources.
Okay. And you're going first?
Yep.
Or,
I will
okay.
in 1 second. Okay. Go ahead and roll. I got a 9. And you got a 10.
Nice.
Okay. All right. What were you looking for specifically?
Well, since I check the security all the time, all over the city, I'd like to see if I notice any suspicious activity or people who shouldn't be where they are.
Man. Not. I mean, there's always people who shouldn't be where they are.
She's a Macri, bro. I think she knows the difference between some kids being.
Yes. Yeah, but nothing out of the ordinary. Could have been a software hiccup. It also could have been Twitch. But all right. So you made your roll. I got an 8. You got a 16.
Yes.
So you win, and you do get a D8 polka die.
Right.
If okay, you have to dig fairly deep.
Mm-hmm.
it on the Paranet thing, it kind of goes into. I mean, there's the imminent threat section. There's the advice section, and then it kind of goes into the social section. You know, um, where a lot of times you don't get where it's allowed to be much casualer
Okay.
of things, and inside there it does seem like various magical businesses around the city and area are being checked for zoning
Hmm.
and are kind of going through the same thing that Hugo did, but most of them are just getting letters.
Okay.
They talk about getting letters. Nobody talks about having a bureaucrat show up on a weekend.
Okay. She's going to, write it down real quick and come and tell Hugo and say, "Hey, boss, look what I found out. So something's going on. Someone's messing with some of the Paranet community. What do you think we should do? Should we go check it out?"
Definitely need to take a look at it, yeah. Do we know where they're going, or is it just they're stalking the place out here?
Well, they're going to all the magical businesses. I mean, it seems to be the only ones that are having trouble with any zoning issues.
Well, to clarify, you were looking on the Paranet, so you hadn't hit
The
You hadn't-
normals.
Oh,
you
okay.
you haven't searched the normals
Right.
yet, but I'll hand wave that because it's fairly easy to get to it. There doesn't, the Better Business Bureau and just, business associations and everything like that. There's no news regarding anything like
Yeah.
this on them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it is just magical businesses.
Yeah. Businesses in the know. Now, where is your friend Omiru? Is that how you say their name?
Well, and that's a perfect segue
Omeira.
Omiru.
into shifting over to Ava.
Yeah, she's around.
You
That's all.
all right. You You-
So their goal is to familiarize himself with Albany and the area, find where
Mhm.
the any natural wells of power lay in the area, and also sniff around for more signs of the Priores.
okay?
Just getting
All
the lay
right.
of the land.
Yep. Okay. As you walk around, you go down the hill towards one of the older buildings. And it's got a nice manicured park in front of it. It's got an old building. And it smells like steam and oil in the area. But walking, they're walking around. One of the trees Give me a notice third eye roll for one of the trees. And
Mental?
Yep. Just give me 1 second.
What is my... Do you want notice or third eye?
Third eye, sorry.
Okay. Does my magic distinction apply?
Yes, it would.
Okay. That's fine. So, shoot.
Okay. There is something telling about
Yeah.
that. Okay. You come up upon one of the trees in there, and there was definitely a violent death that happened in there with a supernatural bent up in the tree.
Do I get a sense of how long ago it was?
It was about probably a year ago. Maybe no, probably more like 2 years ago.
Okay.
Let's see. As you look around from this vantage point, you can see a bookstore with a lot of wrought iron in front of the windows. The type of connections that you know will drain drain magic directed at it and ground it out. But it's a large, yeah. And so it's tough to see beyond. It's tough for you to see beyond the wrought iron. Go ahead and give me a notice roll.
Ha!
Okay.
I got you by 1 that time.
Yep. Okay. You. Yeah, I got a 10. They got an 11. There's a there is a raven that's on top of the building that's looking down at you. Sensing, or you get the feeling of being assessed.
Mm-hmm. They're now second guessing whether or not they are Odin's.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. They were there. Yeah, it's the same.
They were
one.
at the.
Yep. It is the same one, or one of them. And then looking around, there's you can see another building that clearly has the same type of grounding to it that appears to be a pub or restaurant
Okay.
nearby. And then you hear someone walking up behind you. Excuse me, it's a man about 6 foot tall, thin, wiry frame, silver hair. It's tough for you to guess, but you probably would guess him somewheres in his 50s. Wearing dark blue with that, that ornamentation on the chest that Ray has taught you means policeman.
Yes.
Can I ask what you're doing here?
Am I somewhere I'm not meant to be?
Um,
I'm here, visiting. I'm not from the area.
oh, okay. No, I just you were you don't work here then.
No. Is he talking about the factory or somewhere else?
Well, it's not a factory behind you.
That's what it smells like.
Well, yeah, yes, okay, that's fair. You're right. Because but yeah, if he's talking about that, you're not quite sure. Well, all right. Nope. The park is open to the public. I just wanted to check.
Right. Is something the matter?
No, everything's fine. Thank you. And he turns around and starts to walk away.
Have a good day.
There is something a little strange about him.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't have one of those weapons on his hip that Ray has taught you about. The muskets.
The musket?
Small handheld muskets.
Yeah, I know what a musket is, but I'm wondering why she thinks you should have one.
He's referring to a pistol. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Huh. Let's try out this texting thing.
Okay.
He's taught.
Let's see how this goes.
Yeah, Ray's briefly gone over the functions of a cell phone. They've gotten down phone calls at the very least, because I figure Ray has probably at least programmed his number as like a speed dial. So
Yeah.
just press one button and it dials. So they look at it for a few minutes, and because they've heard of texting, they've seen Ray send text, and then they just call him. So like they've got the phone in their hand, they're looking at it, and then they'll just press it and call.
Okay. I assume Ray answers it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How's your day going?
I had a strange encounter with I police officer.
Oh,
I think.
you think? Why do you think he was a police officer? Or she?
He wore the uniform, but wasn't carrying a what did you call them? The small muskets.
Oh, a pistol.
Yes,
Okay.
one of
Firearm.
those.
Rhoda will look at Hugo and go, "Did she must?"
I don't think we can hear the phone call.
Of course, we can hear the phone call.
I don't think he's got it on
At least my
speakerphone.
end. But yeah.
I mean, I heard him say pistols, but that's about it.
It was strange.
Uh-huh. What did they ask you about?
At a park, and
Mhm.
he approached me asking what I was doing and if I worked here, but he
Myra hears somebody clearing his throat
what
nearby you.
turned to look.
Yeah, no. It's a guy. Heavier set, blonde hair. Are you are you okay? Did he
Yes?
bother you?
No, no, I'm fine.
Okay, because I wouldn't worry. He's a jerk like that to everybody. They stuck a security guard badge on his chest, and he hassles everybody. So
Okay.
you don't. I mean, you don't have to. You don't have to worry. I don't. You're not in trouble or anything like that. They're just. He's just a.
Small man with a taste of power. I understand.
Oh, okay. Yes, that is that that nails it down perfect. But he didn't. Okay, if he didn't
And Ray's just
bother you,
listening over on his
Yeah.
side of the phone and listening to what the guy's saying.
Essentially, Ray, it sounds like just somebody
A
who's been
security
hassled
guard.
by the guy. Well, no,
Yeah.
it wasn't a security. Well, somebody who's been hassled by the guy is like letting them know it's okay. So
Gotcha.
sounds like just a nice person is your professional
Right, is the
opinion.
big guy that she's talking to right now.
Yeah.
But the guy that hassled her earlier was a security guard of some kind for the park.
Yes. Yep. So okay. All right, I'll leave you alone. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Yep.
I
Alright.
believe it's been sorted, Ray.
Okay. Do you need me to stop on down at that park?
No, I'm fine. I think I'm going to check out this bookstore.
What's the name of the bookstore? Does it say?
Squint at the sign, see if I can read it from here.
Yeah, you'd be able to read it from there.
Relics and rarities.
Okay.
It's got wards on it. It looks like.
All right. Maybe it has gotten a letter about zoning laws then.
I can ask if that would help.
Just, I guess a lot of businesses that pertain to magic have been getting letters about zoning checks. We're looking into what it all pertains to, but
I will ask.
yeah, thank you. And just let me know if you want me to stop by over that way. If you need anything. I'm
Will
still
do.
at Remedies, just so you know.
Yes.
Okay. We'll come back to
And-
Ava later. That kind of
Yeah.
catches you guys up on the timeline.
Ray will wait for her to hang up, just in case there was anything she wants to say.
It takes
Because
a
he knows
minute,
there's
but
pauses in between, so.
it takes a minute, but they finally do hang up.
I hear a couple other like beeps and clicks or whatever
Yeah.
before.
I kind of get the image where they, instead of ending a call normally, they just like hold the power button until it turns off
Yeah.
and then turn it back on afterwards.
Oh, I love it.
Worse than your grandparents when it comes to technology.
Man, I gotta get her a set of flashcards or something on the stuff.
Okay. All right. So you've called your lawyer. What are you guys doing after that?
Well, I just asked where his friend was.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Oh yeah, she's at a park by a bookstore by Relics and Rarities is what it was called.
Oh.
Mhm.
Didn't she or they mention something about what were those on a side note? Didn't the character I can't say the name right.
Omera. May, like the month. Omera.
Mayra. Not
Jeez, I can't imagine somebody not being able to say a name right.
right. Honestly. Didn't you say that what are those creatures that are here right now?
They call them the Priores. They're the
Right.
Fomori.
Yes. So she warned us. We already knew that they were coming, but she warned us that she saw some.
Well, she sensed them. She didn't.
Yeah.
They didn't
Yeah.
technically see them.
So Rhoda's going to say she mentioned that she senses a Fomore. Has she gotten any more sensing from that? I mean, it's been 2 days. Has she said anything? Has she seen anyone?
Do you think she would have picked up on anything in the past couple days?
That's part of
They
why she's
would've.
been so. Honestly, that's part of why they've been. Another reason they've been getting a feel for the land is also to figure out if there's any specific concentration somewhere or how present they are in the area.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will tell you, you hadn't picked up on anything. You hadn't picked up on anything since then.
Okay.
Okay.
So she wouldn't have. So they wouldn't have said anything then if they haven't. They would not have brought it up unless asked.
Okay. So she asks, and Ray says,
No. No,
Well-
they have not since the initial day.
"Is there something you want us to be working on, Hugo?"
What's your Wi-Fi password, by the way? Assuming you have Wi-Fi.
I don't have Wi-Fi.
You don't. All right, I'll just keep using the coffee shops across the street. Signal's not that great, but at least it's there.
Good luck trying to get it in here.
Routers are.
I got it a little bit.
Routers keep fritzing out in my shop.
What did you say?
Routers keep fritzing
Oh.
out in my shop.
Yeah, training Matthew is not conducive
Yeah.
to
We
your
remember.
electronics or the neighbor's electronics.
Yeah.
Had the electric
yeah.
company out there multiple times.
Yeah. The
Yeah, my laptop keeps dropping signal every once in a while.
Yeah.
It kind of makes research hard at this point.
Let me deal with the bureaucromancer. And I guess you guys check what's going on with Ray's friend there.
All right. I mean, I was going to see if there was a particular firm that seems to be the ones doing the zoning checks, and to
I've
see
already-
how legitimate that firm is, or whether or not it's actually tied to any state organizations or anything like that.
I've already got a lot of local business contacts and stuff like that. I can
Mhm.
find out what's going on there.
Okay.
And if need be, I can do a little research nearby.
Well, if need help with contacts or research or anything, I can see what I can dig up. I know I'm new to town, but I still know some people in the area.
I will keep that in mind.
Okay. Omira? Yes. Definitely when you put your hand on the doorknob, you can feel the wards.
Would the wards pose any problems with their unique situation?
No.
Okay.
Nope. They would not. Yeah, in fact, actually, I just realized something. Yeah, no, they would not. You going in there unless you're given, full guest.
Mhm.
I mean, like you're not going to be much of a practitioner in there unless you were, invited in and given guest rights.
Yeah.
But it's a magical business. It's not normal to do that type of thing. So,
Yeah.
but you can, you feel the wards around you as you cross the threshold. And, immediately once you step in, the illusion of a ceiling on this first floor goes away, and you see 5 stories of various bookshelves lining the walls, beams crisscrossing to hold up the outer walls, ladders going up and around, and a young man walks up. Ah, oh, okay. I am Jerry. Let me know if you need any help with anything. You're, unless you're, I assume you're not really into ceilings.
No.
Gotcha. Okay.
You have it right. I was wondering, actually, have you had any problems with zoning?
Well, I'm not the owner, but we did get I think we got a letter But it was it just required a quick inspection to take care of it. Yeah, yeah. He came here. He looked around. Just took a. I had to show him the boss's apartment. And that was it. Oh, I take it you've been sent those letters also?
Not personally. I'm new to the area. I'm working with Hugo at.
Oh.
What did he?
Oh, his technically the just so you know, technically the correct title for him is oh powerful and gracious Magus. And he prefers it if you call him that.
He did not mention that.
Okay. Then I like the look on his face when you call him that. And he gives you a kind of cocks his head to the side and gives you a grin.
I see.
And let's see. How to do this. I'm going to say go ahead and roll influence and social.
This is going to be
You caught me with a mouth of coffee, Tom.
Yeah, I know that
Pretty
wasn't
much.
unintentional. I wouldn't have done that. Give me one.
Well, they're not completely incompetent. They have a D6 in influence.
Yeah, no. I mean, you know. I'm sure.
Oh, Lord. There's not a snowball's chance in hell. 7.
Hey, you maxed out on that D4.
My max is a 10. I can barely hit double digits with that roll.
Yeah, I got an 18.
That's why she normally keeps me around, but
Yeah.
This is why everything they say is technically the truth.
Yeah. Yeah,
Except
you're
for that,
not,
obviously, I
yeah,
see.
you're whenever this normally happens, Ray usually sticks himself between you and the other person. The guy's not, I mean, he's you feel your heart beating a little bit different than normal. You feel a flush to your cheeks. And it and you just find yourself kind of dumbstruck there for a second at his smile, at that cocksure grin that he has. Basically, he just flirted you into just a moment of there. But normally at this point, Ray is like between the two of you and
Yeah.
start taking over the conversation. Well, okay, but seriously though, let me know if there's anything you need. There's coffee. There's coffee over there. Just we ask that you keep it out of sight of the windows. Where they tried to zone us. They tried to zone us to be a coffee house.
That's similar to Mr. Mitchell, they've said something about it being a restaurant.
Yeah, from the people that are coming here looking up stuff, it seems like they're going after. It seems like they're being very petty with it. I mean, I'm going to admit, the day that somebody came in, they came in when we were hosting a book club, so there was a lot of coffee. Everybody had coffee. Somebody had brought, you know, uh, somebody actually brought a cart in of pastries, um, and was sitting there. And they were day-old pastries from their bakery, and the cart was a portable one. So I mean, it all could be explained away, but they really were kind of harsh about it, and they picked the exact worst day to drop in for it. But the owners, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't petty a defining feature of a bureaucrat?
Ah, no, it's not necessarily. It falls into the realm of that's what that people remember the petty bureaucrats because they're the ones that um they're the ones that make the negative impression, and that's what sticks around. Um, Technically, bureaucrat is technically, you could qualify uh, some people who are in the social work as bureaucrats. They're they're not, but you're right. When someone calls them a bureaucrat, they're being petty. But this was a little bit more than, I mean, this was a little bit more than normal. This was more than just taking a temperature in a freezer.
Do you know? Is it just they kind of glance around a minute, making sure there's no mundanes around?
It's safe. It's just people. It's just people in the know.
Is it just supernatural businesses, or do you know if mundane businesses are getting the same treatment?
Well, the people that come in here are either looking for old books, like, and he walks over to a case and you know grabs a white glove, like this one, this you know first printing of some really old book. Tom is drawing a blank right now. Um, um, a first printing of this book. They're either coming in here looking for this type of thing, or if they're in the know, they're looking to research up there. So I don't deal with too many people. I do know the places I go to normally. They don't seem to be in any trouble or talking about it. None of my friends at college have mentioned it.
I wonder. I've only heard of supernatural businesses getting this. Uh, 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 Granted, I've only been here for 2 days.
Oh, you're new in town?
Yes.
Okay.
But it strikes me as someone with a mission. Grudge, possibly.
Yeah. I mean,
The-
honestly, with what's happened over the couple of years, it's kind of lowball threat.
that's how the big ones get started.
Okay. Yep.
The
You're right.
am I right in remembering that this area does not have a this is Ava forgetting words. They're getting after the fact that the old wizard's dead.
Yep.
The
It
judge
doesn't.
is dead.
Yep. It
And so
doesn't
the-
have a. Yeah. It doesn't have a warden associated with the area.
No warden. So the best best the area's got is Hugo. Which, no offense to Hugo, but there's no
Yep. Yes, we don't. Well, to be honest, with what the wardens are doing now, we're better off. We're better off with the great and powerful Magus. And I mean that honestly. The
you call him that because he dislikes it, right? He strikes me as very humble.
he dislikes it, but I yes, I call him it because he dislikes it. I also call him it because I've looked up what he had to defeat to solidify his position, and he's got some chops. On the flip side, his apprentice blew the roof off of a building 2 stories down. When the vampires attacked.
That is quite a feat.
So he so yeah, I say it to tweak his nose because it's all right. It's the correct thing to do to tweak Power's nose, but he is a power, and he's held things in place since the old man's died.
What was this guy's name again, Tom?
This guy, Jerry.
Jerry.
I didn't write it down, and my brain is a sieve.
Yep. Nope. He go ahead.
I need to look into something. I don't remember the terms that were in that. I don't think I will find it here though. Right. You could. I'm Omera.
Ah, Jerry. Nice.
They kept
Nice to meet you,
belatedly
Omera.
introducing themselves.
Yep. He puts his hand out to shake in greeting.
Yeah, and they'll return the gesture.
Yep. Okay.
I suppose I'll see you later.
Well, here's my card. It's got my number on it. Call me for anything.
Right. Okay.
And he gives you that same smile that you lost horribly to earlier on the social roll as you head out. And on that note, it's actually a pretty good time to take our 10-minute break. So we'll be back in 10 minutes, folks. Folks, thank you for sticking around. We are back. And let's see. Believe we finished up a second ago with Jerry had given Omira his number as they left. Where was Omira going after that?
They would go. Oh, where would they go? Probably Hugo's shop would be the first place, at least. Because
Okay.
they're just explaining what they're doing. They're trying to remember or find out exactly what was written in oh god, what was that?
The Hitchhiker's Guide to the
No.
Galaxy book? Okay.
Not that. The rules, laws governing the area supernaturally that they helped write.
Oh, the laws of magic?
Yes.
Okay.
They're trying to figure out exactly what the judge's death might have started snowballing.
Okay. The 7 laws of... All right, go ahead and give me a no roll. As you're walking back, because you're thinking about it.
Would their magic distinction apply, or maybe the protean? No, probably not the protean. Or would protean?
I think Protean would.
Okay. Mental, no. Would that be under history?
Yep, it would be under history.
Sweet. And no, I don't need to farm. I don't need to farm plot points. I'm good. Oh, good thing I didn't. Woo, 2 1s there for you, Tom.
Wow.
Omira might be flustered. It's been a long time since they've been flirted with. A long time.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, you're pretty sure that the judge's death it doesn't really, unless someone you'd have to find out more information about how he died. I mean, yes, if a magic user, if a human magic user killed him, that's definite a problem. When it happened, though, the area did not have a standing in the Unseelie Accords. So he was kind of fair game from a supernatural point of view, unless it was a human magician.
Did we just not care? Did we just not look into his death? Did we just accept it as
I don't think anybody did. Yeah.
I think there was there was a ton of stuff happening right around it.
There was a lot of stuff.
And it was also Sydney was just like, oh, well, that sucks, and he never
We're
bothered
the
looking
worst
into
game
it.
players ever.
Yeah.
That guy died. Well,
Yeah.
there's like Miles Davis, the plant. We should focus on that.
Well, it doesn't
that was
help
during
that
the culling.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
Wild Fae rampaging the city trying to kill people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was also specifically for Sydney.
Mhm.
It was after he'd taken up the sword.
Yeah.
So that just kind of drove him nuts.
Right.
So that was just driving.
Yeah, exactly. It was also tied to the character that was the polar opposite of an actual detective.
Yeah.
Probably. So
Yeah.
That doesn't. Yes, that didn't exactly help.
yeah.
Okay. Yes. You do. Omira does have 2 plot points.
Yep.
Ooh.
And I've given you a complication that probably will stick around a while.
Smitten.
Mitten. That's always a good complication.
Yep. Okay. The yeah, unless he was killed like that, it really doesn't fall within the laws of magic or the Unseelie Accords because it happened far enough ago.
Okay.
But at that point, you come to that decision when you walk into Yugo's. Yeah, and you same feeling as you cross the wards, but nowhere's near as powerful a dampen on your magic as was the bookstore. I mean, the bookstore had some old wards on it that had that were tied into the building itself, and something else. Now that you can compare the two. Okay.
Let's see.
All...
If anything, Hugo would put more investiture of warding at the boarding house than his own shop, as well as his home.
So, upon feeling the wards, they immediately get distracted. Where is everybody at in position to the front door? Who does O'Mara see upon entry? Is it Hugo? Because if so, they've got a question.
Yeah, I'd probably be doing the work up front there because I don't know if I've hired a new shop assistant at this point.
Ray would probably be close to one of the front windows or something, like with his laptop trying to get a better signal desperately, but yeah.
Yeah, Ray's pulled the old table, the old Adrian's table over to the window as close as you can.
You get some tinfoil from somewhere.
Exactly. It's like you got tinfoil.
Yeah.
So O'Mara gives
pointing it in different directions.
him a weird look as they enter, but they're used to him by now. And we'll look at Hugo and Magus Mitchell.
Hugo, please.
So not great and magnificent Magus then.
Oh.
You see Hugo do exactly as I'm doing. He pinches his eyes and just goes, "God damn it, Cherry."
Do you know what exactly the bookstore is? Relics and rarities. The wards on it are old and very powerful.
Hugo has a look of like he's thinking through his answer, because in his head he's all about, well, I'm supposed to, let O'Mara settle in Albany and hang out here. As part of my agreements and everything for the signatory, and so far not a problem or whatever. But at the same time, Ray was not part of the deal, so I don't know if Ray should be told what it is just yet, because I don't know what Ray's deal is just yet.
If it's a problem, I can ask the owner later. She wasn't there.
I think that is definitely Kasser's information to share at this point.
Very well.
To answer your question a little vaguely, yes, I do know what it is, but further than that, I'll leave to Kasser.
Do you know how the judge died?
I honestly don't think we ever got an answer to that. I just assumed it was natural.
As far as you all know, it was natural. Yes.
Yeah.
Sydney was kind of Sydney was concerned by it and talked about it, but it didn't He also right afterwards had to go kill a pumpkin monster.
Mm-hmm.
So
Hell of a Halloween that one was.
Um,
Why am I
natural
forgetting
causes,
that?
as
What?
far as I know, I mean, the man was quite old. He mentioned something about seeing the first coming of Christ or something like that, the building of the Great Wall, things like that.
I was surprised hearing of his death.
I will admit, while I didn't bear the man any ill will, I wanted to keep my dealings with him as minimal as possible. I served my probation as prescribed, and then he tried to get his officer, Sydney, to keep me. He was told that I am at the demand and call of the police force. It's like, that's not how this is going to work. So, I did help out when asked, but generally speaking, I tried just try to live my life, keep my friends and family safe, keep my town peaceful, and go from there.
Has anyone been replaced him in his role?
Not to my knowledge. I don't. They also haven't appointed a replacement for Sydney yet either. There are law enforcement that know about the spooky side, but they aren't the liaison like Sydney was.
Right.
Was Jerry nice to you, Omeru?
Huh? Yes. Yes.
Good. Was he helpful?
Ray, he did mention similar zoning problems. Said a quick inspection fixed it. He hasn't heard of any mundane businesses getting this same treatment.
Yeah, I'm wondering what somebody's looking for.
Either my assumptions at this point, either someone is making a very targeted move against the supernatural businesses here, or some protection that the judge upheld has faded.
Yeah, has lapsed there.
And they've come into the knowledge and notice of the mortal. I'm forgetting words.
authorities.
Authorities, that's the word, yes.
Bureaucracy.
Mortal authorities.
Hugo?
Yeah.
Give me a knowledge roll. Something about conversations with the old man.
Okay. Mental.
Is starting to tickle with this conversation that's been had.
Supernatural laws, perchance?
That would definitely apply, yes.
Then I could add my distinction of Magus of Albany on there, since that's one of my distinction
Yep.
skills.
Yes.
And then I guess the any of my affiliations apply there.
What
The
affiliations?
like mortal authorities or supernatural community.
Supernatural community would.
All right.
I rolled a 9.
I rolled a 13.
Okay, you rolled a 13. All right. Every once in a while, you'd every once in a while the old man would take you to lunch or dinner. Uh, and you know, you it seemed to correlate around when he was having an argument with the previous owner of Relics and Rarities. But you get talking and you would get into waxing philosophically. And he would start talking about why he settled in Albany. You get you know that having magic can make you long lived. And you're pretty sure that that the old man was probably possibly 400 years old when he died. He talked about the 1600s. And what and why he's in why he settled in Albany. And part of it dates back to it been here. I've been here since it was a fur trading post, kid. I like the land. I like the river. It's a lot. And it's it got bad there for a while when G was dumping that crap in it. But it's recovered. There's and I don't know, there's a certain nice facet about a place where you have a chance to see how the place is how the place is built. Date back to when they first started writing the rules for Albany. Makes things much simpler to live here than other places. Hell, Chicago's a freaking mess.
Only past Hugo had written a note warning present Hugo about how much that is true and how it's affecting him today.
And like I said, I was here when it was created. I A lot of the old keystones. I used to like dropping a keepsake in the keystones. So I got a feel for how the place, a feel for the city. I know when things are happening. It's a gift of seeing that you get the older and the more powerful you get. You kind of like, your shop. You know when somebody's been in there moving stuff around.
Mm-hmm.
You might not know it, be able to say it, but you know when something's happening. Well, I got that over the whole city.
How did you have
And I
that?
made friends.
How do you have that ability?
Well, been here forever. And like I said, I put those talismans in the keystones of key buildings. Connects with the entire, it connects it to the entire building. You could feel what's happening around it. It's not perfect, but like right now, I can. Yeah, like right now, I can tell that the wolf pack is out on their post full moon drinking binge because they all just crossed. They all just crossed Washington Street. It's something. Trick, kid, is getting your hands on is laying it is laying those pieces in the foundation and then hanging on to the talismans that connect those pieces together. Like there was a particular piece of quartz that I found in the area. Every one of the keystones, I've been able to lay a piece of quartz on it. And then he pulls out a pendant. And then I laid the quartz in the center of this pendant. The familiar connection reaches out. So that's how you get that. And the other is, like I said, I helped write the laws that govern this place. Would you ask him any other questions?
I think of the appropriate ones I would ask. Are the laws like, is there anything in the laws about the supernatural?
That's the trick. Yeah. You put the laws in early.
And people don't consider that crazy or weird or change them out?
Well, that's what's happened in most cities. But Albany's one of the oldest ones, and it's still got the same governing documents from the beginning. And we hid them. Only those who know about them can read them.
Is it something I should read?
Not yet, kid. It'll be something you'll learn at the right time.
I think that would be enough to trigger Present Hugo.
Yeah. And at that point in the conversation, the owner of Relics and Rarities comes in, and they start to have a conversation, and you excuse yourself from it. Because it looks like they're mending fences, making up. And you never, wasn't that long ago afterwards that the old man died on what was supposed to be a normal procedure in the hospital.
I was going to ask how he died because I couldn't.
So yeah, snap back to present and be. I get a look on my face and I'm like, I need to look at the charter.
Charter?
The town's charter.
Ah. Oh, yes. That might prove difficult.
I think at this point Ray will give up on his laptop and just close it and toss the little tinfoil thing back on the counter.
Yeah.
Like, that doesn't help.
Yeah, he got. Well, the more that Hugo sat there thinking, having his flashback, the worse the signal got.
Right. He was sitting there, just like, all right, if I have it angled just like this, I can get a single bar.
Yep.
And now I've lost it. Hold on, I'm gonna try to stop. Yeah. It was a whole process, but all right. It's the charter. Why would it be hard to get a hold of?
Yeah, that's kind of what my next question is going to be.
It was well hidden.
How do you know this?
And
That sounds like a challenge.
One you are probably well suited to. I knew the wizard that we still haven't named Tom.
Okay. Thought I had named him at some point.
Maybe,
please.
You gave him part of a name because.
Can we please call him Felix?
No.
No, that was his cat's name.
Oh, right.
No, because one of the middle names, Joseph's middle name, Titus, was it?
Oh, that's right. Yep. Okay. The wizard Titus, we'll say.
Oh yeah.
Old man Titus.
Yes, I knew the Titus, the former wizard over Albany.
The old man.
He wasn't that old.
That's just what we referred to him as.
Yeah, old is subjective anyway.
All right. To my perspective, and I'm just a little over 30, and he was alive from the 1600s. No, I'm sorry, he's old.
Right.
And
The old wizard was named Titus Smith. Or Titus Smythe.
It was like Smith. It was a creativity. I am going to look at Meru and say he's a
Mayra.
I almost had it.
I can't imagine somebody getting an A at the end of a name wrong.
Those
least-
vowels, man.
My
No.
name is everywhere. It's not like this. She will look at O'Meara and say, he's only 30. Like, he's a baby.
I just give you a look of, you wound me. It's like,
Well, you are so much younger than the two of them. I don't.
I know I'm so much younger than Rhoda. O'Meara is giving hints that I'm very significantly younger, but hasn't outright stated they are significantly older.
The Valkyrie knows. She doesn't know how old she is, but she knows she's been here a while. And
How
she's
old is
older than I
Rhoda?
am. 102.
All right.
Mm,
So I guess I'm the second youngest at 38. All right.
yeah, but
Yeah.
she looks 25
Right.
always.
So I'm the second youngest, but I feel like I'm the second oldest.
Mm-hmm.
Got it.
But I'll look back to O'Meara. It's like, do you know where he hid the charter?
Not precisely, no. And it's been, as you said, 400-ish years since, so it may have been moved. Even if I did.
Rhoda's gonna jump up. Finally, something to do. I'm bored to death. Let's go find this charter.
I thought I was the only one that was going to be excited about digging through archives. Okay.
No, let's go find this charter.
I'm glad it's the character Rhoda and not Scarlet, because Hugo's next suggestion would not fly with Scarlet very well.
Rhoda's very nice. She's just busy, and she.
All right.
I think I'm going to need to have a conversation with Castair and Mike.
We can start doing the research on where the charter might be.
Yeah. O'Meara, you want to follow us along? You might prove some use with insight of just what you remember of Titus and the area and everything. So.
Yes, of course.
We could go back to Remedies, all of us.
We're at
and then-
Remedies.
Aren't we at Remedies?
I meant relics and rarities. It's really unfortunate they all start with an R.
I named relics and rarities before I knew what Hugo's shop was called.
And I named mine before I knew what her sponsor was called. So therefore, deal with it.
It's just the joys of the English language. It's fine.
Yes.
It's just the joys of deal with it.
I think we should go back there, and maybe Jerry can help.
God damn.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bookstore sounds fun.
All right. Do you guys need a ride, or?
Maybe it'll have a
It's
better
a walk.
Wi-Fi signal.
It's a walk.
Not too far away.
Well, I'm taking my motorcycle. She's gonna drive.
I wouldn't trust
All right.
that contraption anyway.
It's fine, O'Meara. We'll walk.
Okay. See you guys over there.
All right.
Okay.
See you there.
You walk over. You gonna give Cassera a call?
Yeah, her or Mike, whichever picks up first. I can't remember if Cassera's got the tech problems like I occasionally do.
Yep. Mike picks up. Well, the farmhouse that he lives in, technically doesn't. Cassera doesn't claim
They're
she
not
lives there
living together,
because-
but half her shit is there.
Yeah, half her shit is there, and she's there half the
All the
time at
time.
least.
It's only been, 3 years that they've been together?
Right, yeah. but he's got it's an old, real old
what?
landline.
Only
thing.
3 years Omeira and Ray have been together?
5-ish?
Yeah,
I
it's
think
been
is what he
5
said.
years for ours, yeah.
Hugo and Chili, year and a half.
Yep. Hey, it's Mike. What's up?
Question for you, family, your family related.
Hey, hang on one second. Mike and Cacere's Love Shack. I can answer your call. And then you hear some
definitely gets
Irish
some
lilts.
Okay,
Yeah, you hear something bounce off of him.
I'll say my response is going to be, she's not there, is she? It's the only way you can get away with it.
No,
But that's the only reason he would do it.
Yeah.
Right.
No, she threw a book at me and she stomped out the front door. What's up? What's up, Hugo?
Question about your family.
Okay.
Particularly, did we ever establish his relationship? Is it nephew?
He's his uncle.
Nephew.
Yeah.
Nephew, okay. Especially your Uncle Titus.
Tell you what, why don't you
Uncle.
I'll throw some steak. I'll throw a steak on the grill. Why don't you come out and we have that? I don't want to talk about this over the phone.
That's fair.
All right. I'll toss a steak on the grill and
How do you feel about hyperactive small beings?
bring the demon. It's the safest.
Bring the little parasite, he'll be fine.
It's the safest place he's ever gonna play.
Sarah's definitely started trying to teach him Irish swear words.
Yeah.
Hoping his first word is one of them.
Yeah.
So Joseph has uncles of Russian descent teaching him Russian swear words. Auntie Casere teaching him Irish swear words. Auntie Rhoda, I'm sure Auntie Rhoda is slipping in some Nordic swear words in there.
This kid's going to be able to be swearing multilingual.
I'm sure he's probably picked up Latin from Hugo every once in a while. With different
Sarah could teach him some
magical phrases or terms.
I'm
not saying he knows Latin, but
languages.
I don't use Latin phrases and terms like that. No.
Fair enough.
But this seems like a good spot. We're at a nice transition between scenes.
Yes.
So it's a good spot to...
Apologies. I have apparently an 8.
I was like, it sounds like the carnival came to town.
And I got a new phone, so I had 2 going off.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So, hey, thank you everybody for watching. Thank you for playing.
Yeah.
Really appreciate it. Apologize for the last couple weeks.
Understandable.
But but also tomorrow night, 7:00 Central, we'll be back with Shadowrun Chicago, where we get to where we're going to continue. I'm trying to think. Yeah, actually, we had just discovered. Believe it was a wasp, a dragon inhabited by a wasp queen.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Also, we have 2 things going on tomorrow. That's over on the Shadowcasters Network.
Yes.
Here on the YouTube channel, here on Alternis, it's going to be Hellslayers.
Yep. Hellslayers. Wednesday night, we've got on the Shadowcasters Network also at 9:00. We've got Shadowrun Denver happening. And then on Thursday night, at 7:00 or 6:00 Central Time, over on Gen Con TV, we're going to talk about the Cortex system on Rules of Cool. Whereas me and Jen Pauley, who you've seen on several different streams on REM, have both been building a Cortex system. and we've been doing it from completely different directions. Jen's been taking a proper long period of time to build a game system together, and I needed a game for Thursday night for the one-shot show, so I've thrown it together in the last couple days. I've spent about 10 hours building it. So it's different perspectives on the Cortex system. I'm a long-term user of it. Jen is new, so we're going to talk about what we found building a tabletop RPG game using Cortex Prime. And then afterwards is going to be one of those Cortex Prime games where we're going to actually, I believe it's going to be, I'm going to do Weird Vegas. In the 1960s, the government and authorities had declared the mob persona non grata and wanted them out of Vegas. This is going to be we're going to focus on a small task force that has been asked to look into what's going on in the Crescent Casino and why that place is just a little bit different than the norm from everything else. So that'll be the investigation we do, and I built the game system for that using Cortex Prime. And we don't have Well of the Worlds this Friday. That's next. No. So after that, our next stream that we've got is on Like Clockwork on Sunday, and then we'll be back on Monday. So unless anybody's got anything else, thank you all for watching.
Thank you all.
See you next
Have a good
week.
night.
Bye.
Good night.
Nah.